This is it. I'm reviewing all 85 jam maps. The Flood Escape 2 Jam was an event where you and a team of maximum 5 people had 1 week to make a map around the theme Abstract. This event ended the 30th of August and a total of 85 maps were submitted, and I'm really grateful that I got to be one of the 8 judges for the event. As a disclaimer, this video has no numbers involved and is not a ranking. I'm simply reviewing all 85 maps in no particular order. Notice I said I because all 85 scripts are written by me. I didn't want to have to record 85 voice lines, so I got help from these 6 people that you see on screen. So yeah, thanks to them, they will be other voices in the video. You'll hear me now and then. I also got a lot of recording help from eliteLAQ because I didn't want to have to record the harder maps because I was lazy. I still played all 85 maps, I just never got some of them on recording. That's pretty much all you need to know. The video is split into 2 parts as well, so yeah, enjoy. This map is, well, solid at best. The buildings, if you can even call these buildings, make a surprisingly cool atmosphere for the first half. The speed section and zipline launchers in the gameplay make it surprisingly fun too. I think the main downside is the emptiness of detail. I like the simplicity, but the buildings and platforms can maybe be just more than blocks. The second half is a really nice switch up though.
I don't get this map. What is it really going for? It's definitely abstract with all the floating objects and such. I really don't know what to exactly say. I just don't really understand what I'm looking at. Gameplay isn't fun either. I had a lot of trouble sight reading, and especially on some of the slide barriers. It could have used a lot more adjustments. Going into the last section, the buttons are, words, I guess? And now we're in a bedroom suddenly. I'm assuming the map is trying to be a dream of some sort, which makes a lot more sense with how oddly confusing it is.
In retrospect, an acid rain map is a pretty cool idea. You have to hide under covers and rooftops to regain air, as you can't really be in the rain for too long. Though, is this map abstract? Nope. Aside from that, it's a cool idea, but I'm not sure why it was implemented into a Crazy Plus. It didn't really have to be. But I would like to see this idea expanded upon in the future.
This map genuinely looks really cool from the map images. But sadly, the map is broken. Such a bummer for what it looks like it could have been. Luckily, the map should be fixed at the time of this video going up, but I'm reviewing the map version submitted for the jam.
This one expands on the time travel idea, surprisingly not being the only map on the list who could do this. But as you move through time, the iconic pink and black glitch effect eats away at this outrageously difficult map. First, the way you have to move through different time periods in this glitchy-like realm, very neat idea. Could it have been implemented better? Absolutely. But at some point in reviewing, you do have to acknowledge that these maps were made in a week, which of course applies to everything else on this list. The amount of detail is very minimal, and the gameplay is just painful. This really did not have to be a Crazy Plus.
See, this map just reminds me of a surprising amount of crazy mess at this point. Like Virulent Junkyard and Harbor Junction. By no means is it bad, but there's just very little abstract in the map, which is arguably the most important feature for this jam. Of course, you got the area with the floating objects, but that's just being generous in my opinion. It's only like half the map, so it visually looks awesome and has like really, really cool effects. It just isn't for the map jam, unfortunately. This map is fun when you get the hang of it, but I have a lot of trouble with the sight reading. The ending is pretty nice though.
This is another confusing map. This one just combines the most random gimmicks you could think of, and I actually enjoy it for some reason. It goes from a path being drawn out in front of you to an odd transition into a fixated camera perspective puzzle thing, which will trip up every new player no matter what. Now it's big expanding boxes where you hold W and hope you aren't behind, and now it's a floating shape with 2D parkour. I don't even understand how this all ties back to the name Beyond Reality, but yeah, it's a map in general. It could use a more fixated theme, but I surprisingly found it fun for what it is.
God, this map had so much potential. Unfortunately, it was just a layout. The gameplay, while it is stupidly hard and I had to resort to a video, a crisp 5.9, it looks insane. I just know this map could have been so much more if they added at least any detail at all. It's kind of annoying seeing the potential that was unclaimed here.
Okay, this one is unique. Literally, Super Mario 3D World, if you know what I'm talking about. You quite literally chase a button. It's hysterical. And somehow, the game is really entertaining. The pacing is so fast and you genuinely need to concentrate to beat this fast-paced gameplay. And everything surrounding the fact that you're literally running to press one singular button is just so funny to me. Great job.
This one looks visually insane! It keeps inverting the map's color scheme, including your own avatar, which is really, really cool. Also, the actual architecture is just really impressive. This map is gigantic! Really, really good design. But gameplay-wise, I just don't find this map that fun, especially the sight reading. The visuals make up for it big time, and the BGM itself is really good.
Another just solid map all around. Yeah, the detail is a bit empty outside the main path, but how much can you expect for a 1 week map? I think its gameplay is fun, I like the speed section. Design is just nice in general, while not too unique. The music fits really well too. I do think it isn't very abstract when you compare this to some other maps in the jam, but solid map all around.
Yeah, this one isn't good. It's a weird combination of bright colors on island meshes in the middle of nowhere. I really think it could use a lot more of everything. Not much to say here.
This map is really nothing more than colors, or does it get much more basic than this? Gameplay has some really unique twists to it, turning your camera in all sorts of ways, but it's god-awfully hard. I genuinely can't beat this map consistently.
Don't judge a book by its cover, kids. At first, I just couldn't stand this map because it's a bunch of unsight-readable pillars with stupidly long jumps. And then I got 40 seconds in, and what on earth is going on? It's like a big spinning block with new gameplay loading every rotation. It's such a cool background. And then it switches to some mysterious realm draining our air. This map has a lot going for it than it seems. If only it wasn't a 6.6 and has the most horrendous gameplay ever. Aside from this 2D section. That wasn't the joke, but come on, why does this have to be a crazy plus?
I like this one a lot. The steamwork design is something I always liked in maps, so taking it in an abstract realm was a really nice decision. The first half wasn't that interesting in my opinion, but entering the second half with the massive spinning clocks was really neat. I didn't find this map too particularly fun, especially the hitboxes of some cogs, But honestly, really good map in my opinion.
This is another map that I personally think didn't need to be a Crazy Plus. I don't find the gameplay too bad, but more so unsight readable. The map is themed around the glitchy effect, but I personally think some other maps in this jam pulled off the idea a bit better. Corrupted Islands is sadly just a bit lackluster in most aspects, but it isn't a bad map at all. Also, the OST is surprisingly fitting. I kinda like it.
Oh my god, dude, crossing the seven wonders, peak, I'm gonna drool, peak, oh my god.
First map on this list I really like. It's very pretty, has great detail, and just a huge amount of references to real life games, like a chessboard and a minesweeper activated by a button. I mean, what? All these little details in the design is something I really like. Just a solid map in general, being creative with its gimmicks and having overall solid gameplay being an easy map. Can't really think of a complaint here.
I surprisingly enjoyed this map a lot. The ascent of the massive river the map is surrounded by is actually super cool. I think the design could have had a lot more going for it, but that's obviously acceptable in a weekly map jam. The gameplay has some cool twists to it, like the spinning wall jumps and the 2D section, and it's really sight readable. Pretty good map.
This map is pretty lackluster in my opinion. I like the subtle contrast between red and blue colors, but I really can't go too far talking about the design. I also noticed these little statues being here, the models from Retro Coast, which is a funny story because when I was testing the maps, Wumiko, the creator of Retro Coast of all people, decided to join. He immediately noticed this mesh in the map. Anyway, I don't really have anything around Cubic Isles, it's just nothing special to me.
So, this is the hardest map in the jam. Do I like the gameplay? No. And I'm sorry, it's just not fun. The sight reading is beyond painful and has some crazy hard pacing. Detail-wise, I mean, like, wow. This map is cool as hell. I love the color scheme for some reason, and the part where it starts raining, the final zipline, the exit region, like, what? Okay, I don't think it's abstract. It doesn't feel great for this jam, but that doesn't mean I'm not impressed.
This one is amazing. Actually, one of my favorite hard maps in the jam, and I can't even pinpoint why. The design is just fantastic. I love this map's theme a lot. Same reason I love maps like Cyber World or something. The digital theme is so simplistic, but it works so well, and all the moving blocks are such a thrill. The ending specifically is split into multiple variants. It's simple to sight read, and the gameplay is great in general. The ending as well syncs with the music. Awesome! Evan, why the hell did you put such a thrill, dude?
This map has a lot going on for it and I barely get what's going on. I get how you're traveling to different places, but the changes feel so sudden and random. I don't really get how it syncs up at all. I like some details like the glitch effect and such, but there's just a lot going on in this map and it confuses me. Ending is cool though. Gameplay really could be a bit easier and especially sight readable. Also, why is Underworld Grove the BGM?
Oh my my god, this map is like a fantasy world. It looks amazing. I absolutely love how giant the map is. It feels like such an adventure traversing up the huge buildings in this magical world, and all the architecture and floating pieces of castle all linked together by the fact you're literally in a dream. Gameplay is full of fun mechanics like moving wall jumps, spinning slide barriers, and jump pads, with a good chunk of the map taking place on a speed pad. I love playing this one.
I didn't expect to like a nature map in the abstract jam so much, but this one really has a high standard for what makes a good nature map. It sadly just doesn't feel abstract. I guess the crystals can scrape the definition, but that's being way too generous. Aside from this issue, I enjoy this map. It has some good gameplay and it has a really nice ending.
This is the first 6 winners of the map jam, getting 6th place out of the 85. Did it deserve it? Absolutely. Envisioned Order is a masterpiece. Apparently it's a reference to like Splatoon or something. I don't know, I don't pay attention to that stuff, but I knew I wouldn't get all of them. Anyway, this one has immaculate detail. Overall, it's pretty cool mechanics, and you get to the skydiving part. Look how cool this is. Then there's these sideways buildings on all sides of your screen, and you have to avoid hitting any architecture and hit these massive buttons while falling. Then you reach the last area where you have to reach the button to the end of the map, and even rotates. Like, what? I barely even understand what's going on this map, but it's just so cool. Also, the OST by Games and Meekly's Peak. Mostly the skydiving part. It's my favorite part.
This map looks really eerie, and I don't know why. The extremely minimal amount of islands and the really cool particles surrounding the map makes an empty but pretty cool design. The whole speed section where you gotta jump between islands felt extremely rushed, but that's of course excusable for the jam. Map's gameplay is oddly fun. I just find it really easy to sight no, that doesn't make any sense. And I don't have any issues with it. Not sure why we have to use eerie peaks for the BGM, but if that's what the map creators wanted to do, then I guess it fits. Okay, I don't really know. I don't even know anymore.
This is probably my favorite Crazy Plus on the list, ironically also being the lowest Crazy Plus on the list, being a baseline 6.0. Anyway, this map takes place in a surprisingly popular glitch effect, and just escalates it to a whole new level design-wise. I love the way the map creators implemented the glitch effect in ways where it just looks visually crazy. The gameplay is really interesting. I honestly find it pretty fun and kinda sight readable. I don't like the green section though. Some of the zipline launchers are just diabolical. I can't hit them. The entire area with the spinning effect is super cool, but just reminds me of Whirlwind Wasteland in a way. And the map ending in a glitch effect version of the lobby is really cool. Oh, and the soundtrack, it's really good. It really captures the chaos the map has.
Okay, this map is actually, like, really charming. Like, my gosh, aside from the fact that the intro literally blinds me from how bright it is, the color palette is really good. I love how they blend together. The actual detail is a bit dull at times, but the inside section is pretty nice. The map's gameplay isn't anything special, but I really gotta appreciate how cool it looks. The Fallen OST fits too, not gonna lie.
Another really solid map. The effects surrounding the map are really, really cool. I also really like the constant flicker to black and white and the way the map is shaped, like climbing up these abstract towers linked by ziplines. I do think the map gets a little bit repetitive now, but still, really, really solid map.
this is just another nature map. I really like the idea of the world switching between dead and alive. It just isn't abstract enough in my opinion. I like the gameplay with its cannons and such, and the design is pretty solid for what it is, along with that beautiful zipline at the end. It just doesn't hit the mark for the jam. Such a good map though, especially the music. Kind of just wish it was a little bit more abstract in a way.
How else do I describe this map other than Fallen but better? Though it isn't really that much better. I have such little to say about this map other than that. It just feels like a combination of both the Fallens and the main game.
Hey, so this one, how do I put this in the nicest way possible? This one happened to be a layout. I can't really say much for it, but it got updated, past the deadline, so you know what I have to say. That means I couldn't play the map. Now that is wicked cool! I need to stop doing this, like, honest to God. Generally, help me, please.
Aside from the comically long starting cutscene, Fragmental Vortex looks really good. The map feels a bit empty at times, but the detail is just really cool. You have to traverse like a black hole of some sort, and the gameplay isn't much to die for, but it's fine. Just a solid map in general, though a bit short. Like, a fourth of the map is the cutscene.
Another nature map that just doesn't quite hit the abstract. Well, the first half, which is essentially a floating island nature theme. I love this second section, though, with all the colorful blocks in space. It just feels so unique. I genuinely haven't seen design quite like this before. I have no idea what the third section, though, is really about. It just feels so out of place compared to the other two sections. Really cool ending, though. Pretty solid map.
So, you know, I was going to say I love this map, but, Man-Face Cat.
This map is known as the underdog of the jam, getting joint 4th place, tied with a map coming up later. Gallery of Illusion is an absolute amazing map. Oh my god, I'm in shock this one. I find this map just great though. Really took the gallery theme and flipped it upside down with the 2D section going physically inside paintings, and the way the mechanics or drawings are cool. I'm a sucker for the gallery and rural themes maps like this, but it still has that abstract twist to it. Absolutely deserving of a win.
And here's the second gallery map, which also scored first place in the map jam, which is an average of over 28 out of 30 points. Personally speaking, this is like one of my favorite easy maps of the entire jam. It's 2D. That's something you just really don't see every day from a map like this, huh? Each painting is a unique reference as well to just work in general across history and time. And the gameplay in general is very smooth. I mean, even the swimming section itself just flows really nicely. I love this map. This is like easily one of my favorites. Initially, like when I first looked at this map, I thought, yeah, there's gonna be probably some issues, but after playing it, it actually flowed really nicely. And personally for me, I think this might be one of the best gameplays in the entire jam. Don't quote me on that one. Some of the really cool ideas, like the windmill spinning, creating a tornado in the Midwest themed fortress, like that's awesome. Like, dude, this definitely deserved like the #1 spot on the entire jam. I mean, hands down, easily S tier map. Anyways, if you excuse me real quick, Super Mario 64.
Alright, this is another layout map. This map is so confusing that it's actually kinda goofy.
This map name gives me PTSD for something I'm way too young to learn. Anyway, jokes aside, this one's a mixed bag. The section at the start with the Tetris looking blocks is cool. I almost really like the map's design with the way that the platforms are randomly scattered in the color scheme. Oh, but the gameplay, god help me, I can't enjoy this map. Sorry, it's just painfully hard to sight read, though I love the visuals. Anyway, not trying to be biased, but holy shit, I love this BGM. It's so nostalgic. That is the only time you'll hear me say shit in this video, just to exaggerate how nostalgic this song is, because I remember it from old Roblox difficulty charts.
I'm sorry, I can't take that map name seriously. Say it out loud. Grayscale Abstract Lands. Anyway, this map is really not special to me. I don't like Fallen as a map, and I don't like Fallen as a remake, whether it's improved or not. The gameplay on this map too is pretty harsh. The jumps are just untested in my opinion.